Bro, today I got recognized and that was mortifying. I don't know if there's anything more embarrassing. I don't know that it's like embarrassing, but I felt embarrassed. But oh my gosh, that was incredibly embarrassing for me and I'm trying to cope. But that being said, I have to go eat tacos with my dad. So I gotta go. One sec. Can you pass her the salsa, Dad? I'm filming this for my friends. You missed that. Oh my goodness, guys, you're not gonna believe what happened to me today. Actually, I have a few things to talk about. Number one was not the crazy part that happened to me today, but today something happened. Not today, yesterday. My brother made a mistake and he looked like he was about to cry. He felt so bad that, what did I do? My Scooby snacks. He felt so bad that he looked like he was gonna cry. He made a pretty big mistake, and I'm not gonna say what it is just because I don't want to air out his mistakes. I don't know that I would want somebody to do that for me. I could do them myself, but I don't know that I would want somebody to do that for me. But he made we are diesel techs, and any mistake in the diesel world is a lot of money, like a lot of money. And I think to fix that, that's a lot of money. He made a mistake and it made a big loud noise, and my coworker, she freaks out for everything. She freaked out, but she's not his boss. And she's like, oh my gosh. And that is so unlike my dad. My dad could never, like, if she was my dad's boss, she would be flipping out. She would be screaming. She'd be doing way too much, basically. But thank God that we have my dad as a boss. And it's nice to have someone that understands. It's nice to have someone that understands that everybody makes mistakes, because everybody does make mistakes. He makes mistakes, I make mistakes, and when we make mistakes, what can you do? You can fix it and you can learn from them. But yelling at somebody and making them feel bad about it isn't going to make a difference. Firing them isn't going to fix the mistake. I mean, you can fire people to prevent further mistakes, but people typically feel bad and they watch closely what they do from there on out. I think every diesel tech ever has made at least one very big mistake that they regret not double checking or not making sure that they did X, Y, or Z. And in that moment, he looked like he was gonna cry, like he was destroyed. And I like to poke at him because he's my brother, and I'm like, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. I don't think that just anyone can do that, but he's my brother, so I like to poke at him. And I make mistakes too, so it's not like I have never ever made a mistake. But it's just nice to have a boss like my dad who understands that we are all human. My dad didn't yell at him. He didn't say anything. He just asked. He's like, what happened? And then he helped him fix the issue. And he was like on the floor. It was raining and he was on the floor and he looked like he was gonna cry. Like he was just defeated. And he was letting the rain just rain on him. And he couldn't just like fix it right away by himself. But he was just like sitting there trying to, you know, figure out what to do with himself, trying to figure out how to handle the situation when my dad showed up. And it was just so rewarding. I feel so proud and so lucky to have a dad like mine, because he didn't blow up. He didn't yell at him. He didn't scream at him. He didn't fire him. I've had plenty of bosses in the past that just don't know how to handle situations and they just start yelling. And I've been yelled at before from my previous employers. It doesn't feel nice. It actually feels just extremely disrespectful and dehumanizing. And I'm glad that my dad is above that. And it does cost money. It does cost the company money. It does cost everybody else an inconvenience. But what can we do? We have to adapt, overcome, and move forward. We can't just stay stuck on a mistake. We can't dwell on it. We can cry about it, but is it gonna fix it? No. And we can feel bad about it and say you're sorry and that it won't ever happen again. But for him to be like crying about it or be worried about his job or, you know, the typical stuff that people worry about when they make a mistake at work, to me is crazy. To my dad is also crazy. Anytime anyone makes a mistake, he just kind of like winces a little bit and he's like, or most of the time he doesn't even blink. If he's really, really upset, he'll probably just like take a deep breath and pretend like nothing's bothering him. And if it's something like that's not even a big deal, he might make a big deal out of it just because it's not a big deal, just because he likes to be extra. And I'm not saying he never gets mad, but he's just like always pretty chill, pretty calm. And usually if he raises his voice, it's because he's probably had too much caffeine, or he's hungry, or he's thirsty, or he's just tired. But if I could say anything to any employer, someone that has to see mistakes being made all the time, I would just say that it's important to take a deep breath. I know that we all get upset. I know that we all get angry, but once the mistake has already been made, once the problem has been created, there's literally nothing we can do. The only thing that we can do is fix it. And it's gonna cost us money, yes. But I think it's better to just have it cost us money than cost us money and an employee and just destroying someone's person. I think that making someone feel less than a human being is just morally incorrect. It's wrong. I think that as an employer, as a boss, it's okay to have those tough conversations with people, but to scream at them, to make them feel less than an animal. But I'm just so, so thankful for my dad, and I hope that if anybody anywhere out there can learn anything from this, it's that it's important to be human. It's important to understand that everybody makes mistakes. And just 2 days ago, my own apprentice made a mistake and I fixed it. It was not a big deal. It was a lot of money if I had to replace it, but I just kind of fixed it up and I worked with what I had. But I'm not gonna just scream at her or yell at her or tell her that she's worthless, because everybody makes mistakes and it's okay. We learn. And next time I'm sure she's going to be careful. So please, please be nice to people. And if you're upset, just let them know that that was upsetting. But don't scream at them. Don't like fire them on the spot. I think that firing people on the spot and in front of other people is crazy. Please, 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 please never be that person. In fact, I think that you could probably be sued for traumatizing somebody. And just don't let that be you. Just collect yourself, take them into your office or something, let them know that that was wrong, or that there's work to be done for improvement. There's room for improvement, obviously. The other thing, onto a lighter topic, but a more embarrassing topic. Today I got recognized at work, and I've been recognized before, but never directly to my face. It's always been to somebody I know, like, hey, is that so-and-so? But today, I was walking to my car to get a snack, and as I was walking to my car, I opened the door, and someone walks through, and they're like, hey, do you work here? And I couldn't help the sarcasm. I was gonna be like, nah, man, I like to be here for fun. Or like, I think I cope with sarcasm because I'm uncomfortable, so I'm always being extremely sarcastic, and sometimes that comes off as very rude, but I'm sorry, that's just, I gotta work on that probably, because it's not okay to always answer everything with sarcasm. It's not okay to answer every question with sarcasm. I do understand that. I'm trying to be better. But he walks in and he's like, hey, I'm looking for blank. And I was like, oh, and then he's like, wait, do I know you? And I was like, I don't think so. I'm not sure. And he's like, you make TikToks. You're from TikTok, aren't you? And I was like, yeah, I make a few TikTok videos. And then he goes, I thought you were from California. And I was like, nope, I'm from right here. And that was crazy. I literally blacked out. I couldn't believe what was going on. I couldn't believe my ears. I couldn't believe my eyes. And he was just telling me that he follows me, that he likes my videos, and that he watches my videos. And he was telling me what he liked about them. So I knew that he actually did watch more than one video. He's like, yeah, I've actually commented on your video. And then he's like, but I didn't get a response back. And I was like, sorry. I get so many comments. I really, 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 really try to respond to everybody. I think that everyone is important. I want to let people know that I appreciate them and I see their comment. And I think that it's very humanizing to feel seen, because a lot of people think that if they comment something that nobody's going to see them. And that's why I believe there's so much hate on the internet. They don't think that anybody's going to read the comment. They don't think that it really matters or that it has an impact. And these comments do have an impact on people. They do have an impact in me. Sometimes they do make me upset. Sometimes they do make me happy. Sometimes they do make me scared. Sometimes they make me anxious or nervous or whatever the feeling that I get from the comment. They're real feelings that I feel. So maybe don't comment something nasty on my videos, because I'm a real person. I have real feelings. And I wouldn't comment something rude on your video just because it popped into my brain. But anyway, that was crazy. And he was telling my coworkers, my dad as well, that he had seen me on TikTok. And I was like, and this is so embarrassing. Like, imagine somebody publicly in front of other people being like, I know you from TikTok. I've watched your videos. I was mortified. I wanted to literally dig my grave, jump in, bury myself, and die. I felt so overwhelmed. And then he got our business card. Also, I don't publicize our business because I think that we have plenty of work already. We would have to hire more people if just anyone showed up. And we kind of work with companies, not just individuals, because companies have multiple vehicles and they can be worked on and repaired recurringly, you know? And so I don't want to just work on a bunch of not piles, I'm being rude, just a bunch of randos vehicles. Like, you know, we like to do a lot of preventative maintenance. We like to work with specific customers. We have specific people that we like to work with. We don't like to just work with anyone, because I think that if you are just open to the public, that allows for the workplace to not be as enjoyable. There are very, very rude customers out there in the world, and we like to be selective. We don't like to just work on anybody's truck. We accept repairs, and that's how we operate. Maybe not everybody operates like that, and maybe that's not the greatest business model, but we don't want people that are rude. Just like in a clinic, a patient can be fired, we fire our customers. Like, if you're rude, if you're nasty, if you're doing way too much, we don't want you as a customer. We want easygoing, friendly, understanding customers, because in the repair industry, there are people that are just not okay with prices, and they'll just start like screaming at you and like, why this and why that, even though we've clearly explained something to somebody. So we don't just take on anybody. So I have never accepted a job from a follower, nor do I think at this moment in time that I would do so. But he just happened to walk on by, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I froze. I really didn't know what to do. I let my coworkers handle that because I was overwhelmed. And then he texted my coworker, and then he's like, show this to Kay. And I was like, why? But it kind of went with the story that he was saying. Yeah, and I felt a little overwhelmed. But if you see this, if you're the guy that I'm talking about, it's totally okay. Thank you for letting me know. That kind of makes me feel a little bit better now. At first I was overwhelmed. Now I feel that maybe my message is being spread across the world a little bit more. Now I've started to feel like it's real, and that whatever I say does have an impact. Whatever I say does matter, because there are actual people watching my videos, and I want to keep my TikTok a positive place. All of my accounts, I want them to be a positive, friendly place for people to just comment and chat and find people that like to do the same things. There's literally people who found friends in my comment section. There's people that have found enemies in my comment section. But that was crazy. Today was the day that I got recognized. Today was the day that I hit 90,000 followers on TikTok. I guess that's a milestone. I don't know, because I hit 90,000 followers and I got recognized publicly. But that's also scary, because it's not like I was out and about. I was literally at work. So I'm a little overwhelmed. I hope that if you see this, or if he doesn't see this, but I hope that he doesn't just go out and tell everyone where I work, because I don't think I would really appreciate that. But I'm gonna try and be a little more positive. I'm starting to wrap my head around that and processing my feelings about that, because that was crazy. I genuinely felt so scared. Not scared in a bad way, I was just overwhelmed. So that's probably why I came across as awkward and weird and uncomfortable, because that was a little bit awkward and weird, and I was a little uncomfortable. But I really appreciate every single person that watches my videos and engages with them, maybe with a like or a comment or a share. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I think that I am gonna go die now. But with all of that being said, that's all I have to say right now. I'm just trying to process my feelings and emotions, and I hope that you hit the like button and the subscribe button, and that you leave me a nice comment, because I don't like mean comments. So, later, goofies. Bye!